What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome to Evil Wrestling. Thank y'all for joining us. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about Cody Rhodes' championship reign thus far and going forward, and what his challenges may be. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the going on with like the predictions or rumors that may be going on with Vince McMahon going forward next year and beyond. And there is a really heartwarming and inspirational video I want to show you guys of a fundraiser for a promotion out in Uganda that we'll touch on right after this. Stay tuned. Hey.
Let's go. Oh, damn. I'm fucking thinking you're producing the whole joint. That's me. My bad.
I mean, it's your turn, like tag team.
That's on me. Yo. Welcome, everybody. It's the Joint Roll Ayatollah here. My tag team partner, CT, a.k.a. Chitty Bang. What's happening with you, brother?
What's good? What's good? We're here to talk to you about a little bit about the week that was in professional wrestling, and give to you our takes on it throughout the week. I told you what we're touching on today. Previews on the cold open. But before we get into that, please like the video, follow us if we're on Twitter, like us if you're on Facebook and and YouTube, and subscribe. We definitely going to bring you content weekly basis. It would be great if you guys subscribe. It would be great support. We really appreciate that. But yeah, let's get into the week that was. Actually, RW Podcast went on Twitter and Regional Wrestling Podcast everywhere else. We're including TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook.
We're live on Twitch today. We live on Twitch today. We live on Twitch.
Yeah, we're on Twitch. Okay, we're on Twitch.
Yeah, now. I switched Facebook out for Twitch to see if we can pull. See if we can pull. You know what I'm saying? See where we at. See where we at.
I'm down with Twitchers. Being a Twitch streamer. We'll see where this takes us. But yeah, thank you. We would appreciate all your support. If you can like, subscribe, follow Twitch. I'm not sure what y'all do, but follow us, but I'll figure it out.
Hold on. Twitch get it in. You know what I'm saying? That's a market we need to tap into for sure.
All that shit. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna learn though. But yeah, we're here to talk about the week that was in professional wrestling. But before we get into the actual shows that happened this week, I want to show you guys a clip from Mansoor, former wrestler of WWE stars Mansoor and Mace. I think his name is now Mason Maddox on the Indies. They are spearheading a campaign to help Soft Ground Pro Wrestling in Uganda garner some funds to help them get, beds, furnishings, and keep their where these group of people in Uganda wrestle, so to make sure they can eat, have beds, and maintain their location. So they can probably tell you better than I can. So I'm just gonna play this video for you guys in a moment, just so they can explain to you what exactly they're trying to do and how we can all support. All right, one moment. All right.
Got it.
I think I got it. Oh.
All right. I remember my.
All the proceeds. Soft Ground Wrestling fans, I have a very exciting announcement to make. As you can see, we're wearing MXM SGW crossover t-shirts, and I can proudly announce they will be for sale at foryourwear.com. FORURWEAR.com. All the proceeds, all the funds will go to SGW, so these kids can continue to chase their dream of professional. Guys, they need your help. They don't own this land. It's rented. They don't have beds. They sleep on the floor. They can barely afford food. We need to support these kids so they have a family and a community to foster professional wrestling in Uganda. And how can we do that?
And in order to do that, we're not just going to add all of the proceeds from these t-shirts to support these kids here today. We are also going to host our own stream, the Achieve the Dream stream at twitch.tv/greatblackotaku on May the 6th. Be there, donate, help these kids, and we will all achieve the dream.
SGW!
SGW! SGW! SGW! SGW! SGW! SGW! SGW! SGW! SGW! SGW! SGW!
Yeah, you know, it's very heartwarming to see both of these guys. You know, after leaving the company, you know, not be there, not get down on their luck and all that stuff, and find their newfound, I guess you want to say, name or a little bit of prominence and name they've got from WWE being on television to push this campaign. You know, I love what they're trying to do out there. We got pictures of them breaking ground and trying to help them build the ring. This is the owner of the promotion, and you know, they're just trying to help out, you know, and do something that impacts the wrestling community in a positive way out there in Uganda. So I'm extremely excited to see what happens with this. I'm gonna support, and I hope you guys can find it in your hearts to support as well. In the description below, we have a GoFundMe that they had active that that you guys can donate to, and there's also in the description box the link to their merchandise website. So you can also buy an SGW t-shirt. I saw the hoodie looks pretty dope. I might have to cop one of them hoodies, and I'm gonna drop the links of those into our chat so you guys can also click on the link or grab the link if you guys are watching this live. All right. So that's the merchandise website, and I'm gonna drop it to GoFundMe as well. Give me 1 second.
Oh, I had to remove myself.
Why you gotta remove yourself? All right. But yeah, I'm dropping the links right now in the chat. You guys check it out if you can. It's gonna be on the Twitch, it's on YouTube. So and hopefully, I'm not sure if X has comments, but it's on there as well. So yeah, we're gonna support that. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate you. That's the merchandise link. If you guys want to support and get some merchandise for Soft Ground Wrestling, Pro Wrestling, supporting them. Soft Ground Uganda Wrestling, excuse me. And what else? What else, man? Do you have any comments on this, Mr. Ayo?
Yeah, I don't know if you saw. I was going through some technical difficulties over here, so okay. I didn't want to ruin the video or ruin the stream. No, I would say first and foremost, what to piggyback off of what you said, them using their platform or the platform that they once had is very much, I mean, it's more than a blessing. You know what I mean? Like, because realistically, they aren't quote unquote, you know, whatever you would say, but they are who they are. You know what I mean? And their star power, their recognition, their reach is able to do whatever. And also shout out to Will Ospreay, right? Will Ospreay was a person who was one of the, I think at the moment is one of the biggest or top donators at the moment, who he was able to help fund the ring. And so what you just showed was that was something that I didn't see. I saw another interview. They did an interview with someone, I can't recall, when they were saying that the ring requires taxes to travel there and everything like that. So they're trying to take care of the taxes to get the ring actually across seas. It's a lot of wood, it's a lot of metal. They have to pass a lot of kind of, you know, customs and everything like that. So it's just, unfortunately, you know, we're so accustomed to Amazon, you know, where the shit gets here the next day. You know,
a lot of power when you're trying to take things across country to country, you know, and you know, some people think Africa is just one big country. No, it's many different countries with different rules. Taxes got to go through it, and if you're taking it from where, you know, depending on where they're getting the ring from, which is maybe outside of the entire continent, it's going to cost money. It's going to cost a lot of money that they don't got, much less to, they don't got money, much less to eat and sleep, you know, and take care of themselves to get a wrestling ring, you know. So for them to even get this far on their own, the resourcefulness of, you know, Soft Ground, you know, Uganda Wrestling is brilliant. But now we have people behind them, and like you said, with the little bit of notoriety they got from WWE, they're able to now get their message out there, and it shows that you don't got to be the biggest star in the world to make an impact. You know, so it's very inspiring to me, and I'm gonna be.
I'm so sorry when you said inspiring. It just wanted me to say I'm so sorry. It's inspiring to see the internet being used in a positive way.
Positive way. Thank you.
Every day, right? We grew up in this, right? You know what I'm saying? Like the internet age is our age. This is what we birthed. This is who we are. The people that are on the internet is us, right? So that means we are the negative. That like that echo chamber that we create is the one that we create. You feel me? So for those that create their timeline, that create to see that, and then to pass that along, this is the positive influence this is the hope, right? That this like the wrestling club, right? The kids, this is the same type of feel. This is the same type of like, yo, like let's get behind this one. You know what I'm saying? Like
all the negativity going on with wrestling and pro wrestling that we can see online, I want to come to the show with some positivity, you know, and some genuine, like, if you hate on this, then there's something wrong with you. Like, this is something that I think we should all be behind and supporting. And you know, grab your merch. The merch looks good too. You know, grab your merchandise so that, you know, they can, you know, support their up and coming stars. Wrestling growing, not just like here in America and the Indies, but globally, and like and especially in Africa, which I think has not been. It's like a wealth of just talent and
untapped potential, bro.
Ingenuity, like the people, you know, whether it be Uganda or Kenya or Nigeria, there's so much untapped potential over there, and this can help, you know, a community, you know, build something for their own out there. So I thought it was something that we should touch on and you know, show people that there is a positive impact being done in the world in professional wrestling, and we don't always got to be stuck in the echo chamber, like you're saying, of the negative discourse. Now, we can get into negative discourse in a moment, but this is something I want to start with, the positivity, because
we have to.
We can do whatever we want, but I'm going to tell you my honest and truthful opinions on many different decisions, which people may take negative, and that's on you. But for this is absolutely 100% positive, and I wanted to show that, and hopefully you guys can show some love, support Uganda, Soft Ground Uganda Wrestling. And I'm going to keep an eye on this, see how this develops over time. And over the years, hopefully support going forward, you know, and getting some t-shirts, seeing some, and maybe get out there for a show one day once they get, you know, more funding and everything. We can see where this goes, you know, maybe that'll be ill, you know, regional wrestling out there in Uganda. That'll be wild.
So I would like to say that just to kind of spearhead, AEW talk will come later. Yeah. Even if Chidi's not around, if I'm not around, I think I'm gonna more often try to be around to do something after AEW. But I would say shout out to the conglomerate that is professional wrestling, right? The good people that is around it. Will Ospreay seems to be one of the ones that wants to push the culture forward, as we like to say. And he has again, along with Mason Mansour, used their platform and put their money where their mouth is, right? Yeah, like, bro, they could have used their passport to go anywhere in the world, and they went to Uganda. You feel me? Like, you know, you dig what I'm saying? Like, and the fact that the homie was saying that they even trying to raise money to get a van, so they can actually not only have the homies, like, they trying to get food for them, they trying to rent the land out, they trying to get beds for them, they trying to get shelter for them, and they trying to get a van to transport fans to their first ever show. Like this is what we're talking about. The train moves really, really fast when you want to put it behind some positivity, man. So
yeah, and when you get a group of people together that have like-minded positivity, exactly, change the world for real. Like, you know, I think we should, you know, support this 100%. You know, because we can start off with a whole bunch of bullshit going on right now, but this is something that I didn't want to end the show with because it's important that wrestling fans see the positive as well and start to talk about the positive going forward over some of the bullshit that we may discuss. You know,
Okay, since I was just about to say the bullshit that we may discuss, I wanted to get some of that out the way with this Vince shit. Let's go and get that bullshit.
all right.
I'm gonna spend as much time as I have to, so let's get that bullshit the hell out of here.
All right, guys. All right. So there is rumors because Vince took out all the shares from the TKO stock. He's selling all of them. So he's taking money, and typically when people do that, they have plans to use that money to start another venture or do something new. And there's just rumblings and speculation that Vince can't leave the wrestling business, that he is addicted to this business. It's what he grew up in. This is what he blew up and created WrestleMania and all that stuff. That he is going to essentially do something involved with wrestling by next year. This time WrestleMania comes around, he's going to be doing something with building a company. I'm not sure what he's going to do. My whole thing is I don't see how that's possible. I don't. And that's been a rumor that came out this week that I just, even though he took the shares out and all that stuff, I can't see it really coming to fruition. His name is staying too much, and not to mention he's still in court dealing. So I don't see that happening.
Listen, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news and bring a level of negativity that does not need to be here, if not otherwise. But I would say first and foremost, him being in litigation means not a damn thing, right? And I say that as a person who's watching a presidential candidate under litigation. What I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Vince ain't done. Teflon Don is done. But
bro, wrestling is okay. This is okay. We talk about me and you. We talk about the triangle chart, right? The top of the chart is President of the United States. To me, that's what I grew up on. The bottom of the chart will be the Carney circus of professional wrestling.
But here's the thing: do you think that Vince McMahon, with those allegations and things going on with his court dealings, do you think that he can get a team together, like a staff that could also work with him, and then on top of that, talent to come say he's going to work for his company
on a Raw and SmackDown?
But they were already in the infrastructure of WWE by that point.
Yeah,
it's different. And now that this has come out and he's away, you got to start from the ground up at this point. What are you going to do? Going to reach out to Hulk Hogan? Who are you going to really bring out there to come buy tickets, come over here and watch our show? So unless it's tied to WWE, which is like a machine in its own right, all right, but on its own, I don't see him doing anything in wrestling.
No, I give no credence to it at all. But what I am saying is that I'm not gonna say it's because people have some morality. Like, I'm not gonna do that. Like, I've lived long again. Hey, lived long enough where they gave a nigga a hard time for wearing a tan suit for being a president, and then they have somebody that elicits a riot that's going for re-election. So all I'm saying is that I've seen a level of stupidity that has just it's Teflon, right? What's Teflon is stupidness. I think that's something that we can't break through. It's Teflon is stupidity. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you, and I think that you have a right to see that and see the world for what it is and where we're at, and see that's a possibility, and not say it's impossible. But I hear where you're coming from. But we shall see. We shall see.
I do honestly though. At the end of the day, don't believe that it happens. But that's why I said the bullshit, because I think it's just anything. We're also in a situation where, right? I'm not finna hear. Listen. A lot of people have their gripes with AI. I understand it, right? Like, listen, you talking to a homie that used AI to write some papers. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't talking about me, because Lord knows I'm not trying to knock myself for plagiarism, but I know a homie that uses AI to write papers. You feel me? And listen, it's working according to what I. So. AI, and my point to that is to say this: there is a situation where wrestling and the content that's going to be presented has to be some form of authenticity. My guy, no, that's not us. Please, please, that's not a. You know, we if you said we're the J. Cole of this, let us of the beef here. You know?
Yeah, we out there. We're in Switzerland, bro. We outside the loop. But I appreciate it, man. All the love in the world to you guys. I can't wait to link up with you guys again.
Yo, you know what? Sidetrack.
We gotta go to post WrestleMania, Pop. We gotta do one with y'all.
I was just that's what I was just about to say. Sidetrack as far as Black Guy. Listen, Ringside Club, what's happening? You know what I'm saying? I know y'all watching. Let us know what Thursday. You know, let's do the Thursday. You know what? Thursday after Backlash. Let's see if y'all free. Let's see if we can lock that in. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about the direction. You know, because that's kind of what Chi wanted to talk about. Let's segue into that. The direction
into it. So, like the direction of where we are right now with Cody Rhodes as the WWE champion, Universal Champion, Undisputed Champion. Where do we go with Cody? We all know he's having the match with AJ Styles in Backlash in France. That's a cool warm-up match feud. But here's the thing about Cody, and I'm not knocking anything that he's done thus far. I'm just projecting going forward. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying going forward, the difference between Cody holding this title and Roman holding this title is that when Roman held the title, he had this bloodline angle that built this aura around him and as champion. That led to Cody obviously conquering the Thanos of wrestling and everything. It kept people captivated and interested in the product for a very long time, the bloodline storyline. I think Cody's biggest hurdle or challenge will be to make a storyline as captivating or more captivating than the bloodline storyline. And if he's holding the title, I think that he should be the top angle. So that's the challenge right now. How do you elevate a long-term storytell a story without the bloodline on your own with Cody and make him the focal point that gets other people over the way Roman did? You know, I'm not sure if it's quite possible, but I'm curious to see how they do it or attempt to. Because I think the bloodline angle, even with Solo being here and doing what he's doing with Tama Tonga, has been more. I think his potential to be more entertaining going forward and seeing where this goes when Roman comes back than anything Cody will do, unless he gets a really good threat and a real good story with somebody like maybe like a Randy Orton or something. You feel me?
Well, listen, I will say this to your point. I don't want to or feel the need that the stories are separated now, right? I don't believe that Cody has I don't believe he has the need to make anything more compelling than the bloodline storyline, only for the simple fact that like we are literally in the foreword of his book, of his story, right? Like that, like I don't even believe that the page of the title of the first chapter, right? And I believe right now, AJ Styles, you know, is which we talked about, right? AJ battled Dusty in TNA, you know what I'm saying? So for him and Cody, AJ and Cody to wrestle two Georgia boys, as Cody cut the promo about, that is a really good thing because it may not be what we want, but AJ will be the person that allows Cody to get comfortable as champion, right?
I pray, I hope so, because here's the thing. I'm not just like I don't give AEW a pass, I don't give WWE a pass when it comes to storytelling. And the whole thing with Dusty and AJ having a match in the NWA, and that he's wrestled, they haven't told that on TV yet. So like
No,
that is
yeah.
literally people on Twitter piecing things together themselves. That's what that is. And
But that's not the base of my story. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry. That's not the. That's I don't want to build that as the arc of the story.
Yeah.
That's not what I am saying. For me though,
because all I got was the two Georgia Boys promo. That's all I got that really thus far. So I'm willing to be patient and see where we go with it. Much love to y'all. Much love. Thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate you. Salute. Thank you so much. Definitely. Thank you guys. Thank you. Definitely trying to get an understanding of where we're going with AJ Styles, and can that angle even be comparable to what Solo and the Bloodline is doing? I don't know. But does it have to be? Maybe not.
Well, see that I think that's what I wanted to argue back a little bit, because the very first, and I guess this is how we build it. This is how we build our first take, our debate show, right? Which is what we want to do anyway. The topic even of comparison of the stories, right? Because even Solo's story is not a new story. It's a continuation of a story.
That's my point.
Cody's story is a new story. This is not a continuation of a story. So I will say the investment in Solo and the angle is already built in. You know what I'm saying? So that's an unfair ask, I believe.
But here's the thing though, like I don't think it is. I think that when you are the top dog and you're holding the reins as the champion for the entire company and trying to say we're going forward and I'm going to be the captain, the quarterback of the team, you're going to have to piece together, captivating television that puts people in place to succeed around you as well, and tell good stories that branch off and make things happen, and leads to great moments and great matches. If Solo is doing that, whether it be on the same brand, on other brands, I do think on some level, you either are going to have to come into conflict with them again, or you're going to have something of note that is going on that is equally or more important.
But my thing to you is the nigga just became champion.
I'm just posing a question based off of what I've seen with the Bloodline thus far and like how good it has been. I'm like, all right, Roman's still actively helping write this storyline with the Bloodline. That's the news that came out. Where is what's Cody's lane for being the man? That's what I'm trying to get to.
I'm in London right now. That's my I'm like, this is what okay. The television hold on. The television that you're speaking about, Cody's not a part of it. And the reason why he's not a part of it is because he's just now champion. The nigga's doing, Good Morning America. He's in London. He's in Paris. He's in Cardiff. He's not able to. You see, he had to cut a promo 12 hours before. He's not available to make captivating or compelling television. And it's only been 2.
But I'm not saying this based on what he's done already. I'm just saying that I think it's going to be very difficult for him to be the man, and because I think that fans are not going to be able to not compare his reign and Roman's, which is not going to be comparable because it's just not fair. You're right, it's not fair. But I need him to have just as good storytelling going forward. I'm not saying he hasn't. I'm not saying that he won't. I'm just speculating on he hasn't. I'm just saying he has a challenge ahead of him.
Of course. I mean, I think realistically, like to be quite fair, right? To be quite fair, like yes, they have, and he has an enormous uphill battle to climb when we're speaking about leading the company, right? Like that is something that is completely like we like again. We make the comparison to sports all the time. You won the Heisman, okay, or you won a national championship, Player of the Year award, and like, nigga, you in the league now. You know what I'm saying? Like we do this every night, back-to-back nights, 3 out of 5 nights, 4 out of 7 nights. Right? This is you playing the best of the best, and some people come into the league and listen. Niggas was talking about Jamar Chase dropping balls in practice or in preseason. Right? Is his hands smaller? No, nigga, when you a dog, you a dog, and you come in when the license on, I'm a fucking dog, nigga. Like so,
Cody's a dog.
I know Cody a dog.
All right.
I think for right now, then that's what I was trying to say. The AJ Styles stuff is not gonna. That's what I'm prepping. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm prepping. The AJ Styles is not gonna be compelling television for you. I know it's not. In comparison. So that's why I don't want to already start off with it being on a. It's not going to be there. It's not going to be there.
I'm going to give this grace. Because obviously the Bud, like you said, built so long, it's almost not fair. And you're right, 100%. But I'm just bringing it to people's attention. We got to kind of like take it easy because I think it's so easy for fans to then compare it to it. I think that you're going to hear that a lot over the next couple of months of. Oh man, I'm not feeling Cody's reign. Oh, Cody's reign is not as interesting, but it's gonna be something you got to build over time. Like honestly, it's something that you really got to find a way to take time with it and be patient with. And I'm here to go with the ride, but we'll see how things move. The AJ Styles, even if it's not as compelling, I just want them to tell the story at least before Backlash, something that says, yeah, there's more to it than just. AJ Styles versus Cody Rhodes. Not to mention LA Knight beat AJ Styles at WrestleMania. Now he lost to AJ Styles via poke in the eye. LA Knight, to me, he's been jerked around, and I'm not saying he should turn heel or nothing, but I'm just saying that man, he needs a moment, So he has frustrations, and I think that LA Knight should have a frustration with the way things have shaken, moving forward. So we'll see where things go.
I think where this just ultimately leads us is back to the whole point of it's hard for us to predict, but it's easy for us to predict, right? So, and hold on, follow me here, please. I'm Ocho in this. Stay with me now. Stay with me now. Stay with me now. Okay. We predict Jade and Bianca and Asuka and Naomi, so that's easy, right? That's easy stuff. But the direction of where the draft goes, the direction where the Raw women's direction goes, we have an idea. Like we would love to see Nia. Nia's one of the best returns that we've seen in quite a long time, right? And don't get me wrong. They have had a lot of returns. She's been one of the best so far. We have an idea of Chad of the Intercontinental Championship with Chad and Sammy, the tag division currently right now. So there are things that are in place that aren't in place because we have the volatility of the draft, and there are going to be a lot of staying fixtures, right, of certain brands and everything like that. But the flexibility that they have, I think, allows them to, do a lot of things that is good for the business and good for intriguing engagement, right? So, as you stated, LA Knight might not be even for Cody's championship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he might be a Damian Priest. You know what I mean?
But so I would say this also. I wouldn't mind if it was. I wouldn't mind if a Cody Rhodes and LA Knight feud down the line. I wouldn't mind a Cody Rhodes Braun Breaker feud. Those are things I want to see in the future. Those are things I want to see. So I mean, that's just me. And go with the draft. I would like to see these guys in the same roster. I like LA Knight as a guy who's a pissed off babyface who wants his just due. Like a guy who's like, yo, I've not had a held title. I've beaten guys. I've been screwed out of a championship match. I've been screwed out of a match with Roman, and I don't care if Cody's the babyface, of the next generation. He's gonna be coming for him. I like that dynamic, even if it's baby versus baby. I kind of like the anti-hero baby versus the good, hearted baby guy. So I'm just throwing things out there, but we shall see how things shake. I have trust and faith in the Rising team now, WWE on that side. but they got work cut out for them because just because we are so intrigued in what's going to happen with the bloodline and is there going to be a civil war, there still should be attention given to who the world champion is, I mean, the universal champion, undisputed champion, and giving him a really good, compelling storyline going into the summer. And that's what I'm getting at. Holston Morale says, LA Knight ever gonna win the big one? What's up, bro? I think he will. I think that it will take some time though. I think that
Nolo.
Yeah, what's up, Nolo? I definitely think he shall win it, but it's not gonna happen anytime soon. If he gets drafted to the same brand as Damian Priest, it's more likely. But as for being the guy, it's like 50-50 for me.
Now, I would say this for one, like I do believe he's gonna win the big one. He is akin to Dean Ambrose at the moment for me, right? Where we got to see if this hype is real for real, right? You know what I'm saying? Like when Dean music would hit, he come and jeans, white beaters, taped up joints, like he had a
nuts.
So, but it also took a while, right? It also took a while. He had an IC, he had a nothing burger with Brock, right? Then he had IC he feuded with Kevin Owens for a long time, like god damn, the longest time, right? And it took a minute. When he finally got that Money in the Bank, he was like, oh shit, he won the title the same night. He held the title for a bit, right? So I do believe that, and this goes back to what I'm saying. Dean was the catalyst for AJ Styles, right? You put the title on Dean, and then you have a credible person. AJ Styles is and that's, I see the same thing with Cody, where AJ Styles is a great vessel for Cody. I believe that, like, and I know I'm going in a roundabout circle here, but I think that makes my circle complete, where LA Knight is the Dean factor, and you got AJ Styles who's going to be able to help Cody, and all of those three will be able to be intertwined in something that I believe can help and elevate.
I hear you on the same front, like the relationship between LA Knight and Dean Ambrose as the guy who is super over, that the company is like, all right, let's give some time to see if it's real. Like, let's just see if they die down with the chance. Let's see if they just died down with this Dean fact. We don't quite get it yet, and it's not dying down. Eventually, I think he wins Money in the Bank. I think that LA Knight is Money in the Bank this year. If not I thought he should have won last year. But
this is the Dean trajectory. When he wins the Money in the Bank, brother, the pop on that building is going to be insane. It's going to be insane. There's nobody else that deserves it more than him. And so going back to Nolo's point, that will be his big one. That will be his big one. Him walking around with the briefcase, the vest, ready to cash in on any and everybody. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit gonna be crazy.
100%. But thank you for the question. Honestly, that's where I see LA Knight go. But I don't want him to get lost in the weeds, because he just beat AJ Styles at WrestleMania. Thus, we're getting AJ and Cody at Backlash now because he lost on Friday. So we'll see where things go with him. I do think Money in the Bank is a prime spot for him. Like you said, the pop is gonna be nuts if he does that. And carrying that briefcase around and just talking his shit is gonna be super entertaining throughout the rest of the year. All he needs is that briefcase, dog. But if he doesn't win it, then it might be time for a heel turn, low key. I'm not gonna lie, because he's been screwed over a bunch of times. At this point, he should. But people are gonna still chant, yeah, no matter what. So it is what it is. Anything else you want to talk about when it pertains to Cody and his position right now?
No. I was about to ask you what else was on your topic du jour, because I know we tapped in a few times during live.
Yeah, we're gonna tap in with if y'all haven't checked out the recaps of Raw Raw Takes with Chitty Bang and Smack Talk with Chitty Bang, and also he and Ayatollah over here did a little AEW recap this week. So let's yeah, is there anything else that you missed out on talking about my Raw Takes or SmackDown Takes that you wanted to?
No, I was gonna ask what was on your Rolodex because I know we didn't.
On my Rolodex,
we didn't talk a lot in our breakdowns.
Real quick, last week we talked about should Drew Gulak lose his job because he touched Ronda Rousey's, string, and the word on the street is this nigga's about to lose his job. So listen, I'm not going to go too deep into this one because I already know how you feel about it, and I know the word how sensitive the landscape is right now. But I also think there's something to say about somebody trying to sell a book, and in the times that we're at, and especially with the situation with Vince, that they could say and over exaggerate a situation that may have happened and occurred to cause some people to say, man, that really is a toxic environment, WWE. I'm not saying that to discount what happened because we heard his story, we heard her stories, we don't know who's true. But what I am saying is that, damn, you can lose your job, guys, for just making somebody feel uncomfortable. And we guys, men, got to take a lot more responsibility in the workplace, especially to steer clear of certain, of women in that facet because yeah, Drew Gulak is not like a main event player, and people probably don't give a fuck about him being on the roster at all. But at the end of the day, it's his livelihood. So if he ends up losing his job because of Ronda Rousey's book and the claims she made in his book, to me, after a year, because it could have been talked about a while ago, could have been when she was with the company, could have been a thing. But I'm gonna let you go real quick. I got somebody at the door. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
I will say this. I want to hold this point off to for sure, so I can say it to you as well. If you lost your job, you did something wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm looking at the history of WWE and Me Too happened. Right, everybody was around right when it started, and those allegations weren't of yesterday, right? Those allegations weren't of last week. Those allegations weren't of last month. Those allegations were this one time I was booked here and he did this, he did this, he did this. Listen, man, Bill Cosby, he went to jail for something that happened. If it happened, bro, it happened, right? And I think that's why I don't want to go too far. I wanted to make sure I said it to you because I wanted to make sure I had said it to you. It's just like I don't want to be framed that this is coming out because she's selling the book or anything.
But it is though, because it's in her book. It's not like it came out before that. So
okay, but what I am saying is Me Too happened, and what? Like then those allegations weren't from allegations that happened yesterday or last week or last month. Those things were of stories that happened of year ago, 2 years ago when I was overseas. Like no matter everything is not a situation. I'm sorry. Bill Cosby is in prison right now for something that happened 30 years ago.
Bill Cosby situation, not comparable. It's not. Some of these things are not comparable to Me Too.
What I am saying is that if he did something that made her uncomfortable, and as she stated, it was addressed then. It was addressed then. It was. It was addressed then to the point that he had apologized, as he said, on his side of the situation. Now, what I am saying is that I'm not comparing Drew Gulak to anybody else. I'm talking about his situation only, but I am talking about the company that he works for. They have a history of we don't give that many second chances. Jack Gallagher was one of them. That comes to mind.
That was also different than this situation too. Those even the accusations of those people were way worse And that's the thing that I'm getting to of the actual action and how you can lose your job. But at the end of the day, I don't want to go too deep because people are going to say, hey, hey, it's you got to believe all women and believe the woman.
No, but I will say that when we start having like legit, okay, fuck it. When we start having a legitimate conversation of splitting hairs of what an action is that receives detrimental to the conduct of of your workplace, then that is ultimately this. Listen, that either slope is slippery. There is not a slope that is not slippery in a situation where we give him grace, right? And we give it an investigation or any case may be, and we allow him to be in the workplace and further make that situation a tad bit worse.
It was addressed before. It was apologized. They moved on past it. Now she puts in a book, and then now he loses his job. Like, to me, that course of action is something that should be questioned. I don't think that's unfair. You know?
I am questioning that. Is that the only thing that we heard of? What I am saying is that maybe WWE doesn't air out all their dirty laundry, right? But this may not have just been a one strike, you're out type of situation.
You're right. I'm gonna leave that for
you know what I'm saying. Like, so when we talk about
at that point,
but we're speculating also on your side. We can't speculate.
What am I speculating about? I saw what she wrote. I saw what he responded to it. You're saying that they were addressed. He apologized. It came out in the book. These are all facts. And then now he's potentially gonna lose his job. That they're like, all right, you're off TV, and now he's like they're making cuts, and he might be released if he's not already. So that's all I'm trying to say is like, like that he was in a group on NXT on TV, managing, Dempsey and them. So
what I'm saying is that this is also this is what I'm trying to say. Everything is speculatory when we're speaking about it, because he may have apologized to her for making her feel uncomfortable, but he might have not explained the situation to his bosses. That can be a problem. That can be a problem. That can be a problem.
You think that after somebody accidentally hits, or let's say even intentionally hits a drawstring on obviously don't ever do that. I'm not saying not, but then that happens. The guy is supposed to then go to the boss and say, hey, just so you know, I apologize to somebody about something that just happened.
No, but if they ask you what happened, and you downplay it, and like, oh no, it was an accident, I already apologize, don't worry about it. But she says, I felt like it didn't happen that way.
Okay.
And this goes back to what we're saying about however it happened, it could have been innocent. The way it is received, unfortunately, does not fall upon
the
delivery. And that is and I understand when you say we have to, but that's the way we are, especially going back to where we say Me Too, when it was the opposite end. When it was the case where women did not have the availability to even express or to be taken serious or
and
to
on the side of the Me Too movement, 100%. And we were talking about on the podcast of a lot of the situations that were going down, the atrocities. But we talked about it last week. There's something called a over course correction, where it's like, all right, if a man makes you feel any type of uncomfortability, you can get fired, even no matter what the allegation is. So you could like, yo, this nigga breathed in my face too close. I don't like him. Get him out of here. Like, I'm just like, come on now.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. Some of them niggas need not to breathe that way. You know what I'm saying? Like,
where we're going, like the slippery slope. But that's all I'm trying to say. Listen, I'm a fan of Ronda. I'm a fan of Drew. But I just look at the situation as like kind of fucked up if he loses his job, because it's not like he did like some kind of crazy sexual assault or intentionally did something. By the way, it seems on both sides. When I read her stuff and read his, I'm like, all right, guys, this is something that you can move past. Something you can like reconcile. People make mistakes where it's like, oh shit, I didn't mean to touch your drawstring. Like, that was cool, and we can move on. And then now to then put it in your book and say, now this is what the culture is like in WWE, when it could have been an off thing that just happened through your day and you just like, okay, how can I put together this story in my book to make it seem like it's worse than it is? It's something that you can also think about. But I don't know what happened. I wasn't there, so I'm not going to say that it was or wasn't. But what I'll say,
I will say the culture. I will say that the culture, we do not know what the culture was, right? Because when she was introduced in 2018, right?
She had glowing things to say about it. Honestly, when she was introduced and she was put in a big spot. As time went on, and she wasn't as big, and she started getting not being able to talk. And I know she has dealt with things too with her talking. Like she can't always talk. I think she might have something a disability of some sorts. I'm sorry, I forget the name of it, and she got teased by the fans and all that stuff. And I think all that stuff really got to her. Like the fact that she lost that top spot, and then on top of that was getting like dissed online by the fans for not being able to talk on the mic, and then saying that, oh, we want her to lose the title, we're tired of Ronda Rousey. That's the ebbs and flows of wrestling sometimes. And I think that sometimes people are not cut out for that. And she's a person who's very, very serious. Like she seems like a person who's very uptight, very, very serious about what she does and the passion she puts into things she does. And being the best, no less. Like she seems like she wants to be the best always. I saw her interview, and her mom and her family would always tell her, you're going to win Olympics from this. You're going to win the Olympics. So that mindset of being the best always is in her mind. And when it wasn't in the UFC and in WWE, when she lost to Holly Holm, and then when the fans turned on her in WWE, she could not handle those defeats, so to speak, And I think that's also something that plays into her sentiments about WWE sometimes that may overshadow the positives of what they did do for her, when she was the top dog, and she had her first run, So that's something that I just look at some kind of funny sometimes, and I do, and I was a fan. I wasn't one of those people saying that I didn't like Ronda. You can go back on the pod and watch all the time we talked about her. I think she can improve on this, improve on that, but especially her first run, she was having banger after banger to me. So I thought she was a great addition to the women's roster and could still be if she was interested in coming back one day, But that's my take on it. I don't want to go too deep on it, but I hear where you come from, bro.
Nah, I think it's important. Again, it's important for us to like realistically have a conversation about, for me, it will always be. I know we've talked about it previously. For me, it will be a side of guilty until proven innocent. Yeah. Just because the course correction just has to be that overt. You know what I'm saying? Like I being trying to, and I know that puts us quote unquote men in the advantage, but I do hear a lot of women say that black men don't want to erase white supremacy; they just want to take a part in it. Or I'm sorry, black men doesn't want to take a part of take away the patriarchy. They want to participate in it. That's the quote. I'm sorry, not white supremacy. Sorry. Patriarchy, meaning that there's only so much power we're willing to give up. You know what I'm saying? Because it quote unquote strips us away of something. So yeah. I will say that I'm willing to strip myself away of that power just because I do believe that that's the only thing that I see that can correct it.
No, brother, I love you. Don't strip your power, and I don't want a woman to strip her power either. I'm at the same point. Like, here's the thing that happens in society a lot. People take a side that they think is the right side of history, right? Whether it be, but then they take it to the extreme, right? So whether you're pro black, or whether you're like pro feminism, or whether you're pro whatever, or on the other side, if you're anti-black or misogynist male, any extreme is bad for society. Because guess what? When people disagree with you on something, they're the enemy. And guess what happens? There's either there's going to be a clash, or there's going to be war at that point.
Is guilty and still
has to happen. You can't
is
say
guilty and still proven innocent? Is guilty and proven innocent an extreme though?
Guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah, I mean that's how I mean
think it's an extreme because people are going to be innocent for real.
But Chidi, you got to understand what I'm coming from a logical situation. When has it literally ever been innocent until proven guilty? I know that's what I know that is what. Again, I'm just trying to be logical here. There is not a time in my world surrounding, and maybe I need to expand myself, right? There's not a world that there is innocent until proven guilty. Outside, even we let with Vince and Donald Trump, right? Like those niggas are in a small subset innocent until proven guilty, but in the eyes of public opinion, they are guilty until proven innocent. That's all I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
And that's the court of public opinion. Public opinion is you guys can make your decision, and that's what I hear you. But there's real ramifications when somebody goes to jail and they're innocent, or when somebody gets fired and they're innocent. Somebody gets whatever consequence that is. So I love having discourse and debate, saying, listen, man, woman feminism, and having a discussion of how we can treat you guys better, or how we can treat people better, and as a whole in society. But there should never be, this is the way it should be, or else you guys are wrong and you guys need to change. That should never be.
No, I'm not. I am not. Okay. What I am saying is how it was done previously has been wrong. I was the way that we have been dealing with women and accusations, and the way that we make them feel, and the way that the emotional capacity impacts the damn, do I want to use the word fragility? Right? I don't want to call women fragile because I think that's what, but again, I'm speaking in generality, right? Because men can be fragile. We say men have fragile egos. So let's make that gender neutral. The way that women have been treated in public opinion and in court of law has been wrong.
I think there are situations where they've been wrong. I don't think it's been across.
I would say overall, bro. That's why I say maybe my world is different, but I would say overall from where
because in my life, my actual life, when I walk through the world, and treat how I treat women and how I interact with women has never garnered any type of reaction from that. And I think the men as a whole can't be blamed for these fucking dicks and fucking misogynist bitches who have a fragile ego and do some fuck shit and touch women in an inappropriate way. That's what I'm getting. Okay, so let's us saying pause, right? Yeah. A lot of people from the LGBT B plus community will say that's disrespectful, and for me, I can understand what they're saying. And but what I would say, us saying pause is not so much us degrading us wanting to be gay. That's not what pause is. What I am saying is, what I would say is, with that, pause is us just, it's a mechanism for you to watch what the fuck you say. Here's the thing. In the world we are today, there are apparently a spectrum of genders, spectrum of sexuality, and all that stuff. There are still heterosexual males who are straight. So when we say pause, that shouldn't be something people take offense to, so in my opinion, because we're saying it to let people know, hey man, I didn't mean to say it like that. And it's like, take it with tongue in cheek. It's not an attack on any LGBTQ person. And that's the thing about where we're at right now, where there's an overcorrection of how other people are moving, how they're judged, and how they're doing things, and how they're saying things, and the sensitivities of society, so that we can now, anybody can make any claim, write a book, or go out to the public and say, this is wrong now, and we got to be like, oh, yes, it is. All right, that person's uncomfortable. As long as they're uncomfortable, we got to stop doing that. And I don't think that's fair. Sometimes
I can hear you. I can hear you on that, but I will also say this though. On the flip side, if we are saying that we are as genuine to humanity as possible, if someone says that they make you uncomfortable, okay, there's no argument behind that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think but us making an argument for it is an argument for it. If that makes sense.
I'm not saying that when somebody says, hey, you made me uncomfortable, I think that you should not do that with them, like one-on-one. Like, but if I'm talking to you and I say pause, and someone over here hears it and says, hey, that makes me uncomfortable, fuck you. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to my boy here. I'm sorry, but like we understand what we're talking about here. Like, if I said it to you, that's different. Like if I came up to a girl and started like getting in her face, trying to talk to her, and she's like, hey, I'm uncomfortable, and I kept going, yes, she has a right to be like, yo, don't do that. Or if I'm talking to my boy and we're like, yo, this is what happened, she said I'm uncomfortable, all right, then listen, go over there and listen to somebody else. I'm not even talking to you.
I understand that portion. But I do. But there will, and this is what I'm trying to say, in the defense of this goes back to the pause situation and how we are telling the story, the awareness of where it is that we're telling the story, how we're telling it, or how we're talking, and who we're around. It may not always be susceptible to everyone in listening. Right.
So, and online especially, so it's like a big, everybody's talking and everybody hearing everything. But the truth of the matter is, no one's ever going to always agree. People are different. People talk differently. And as long as I'm not coming to you and cursing you out and saying the things that you don't like, that you said, hey, to respect my boundaries, this is not what I like, then boom. Also, I do think in situations where a guy, like with the Ronda Rousey situation, does something inappropriate, and he's like, oh, and he says sorry. And I think there should be some grace where it's like, all right, fuck that dude, I'm not dealing with that nigga anymore, and you just be like, all right, and move on. Because it's not like he attacked you or meant to. He didn't recognize. There is some kind of lapse sometimes with men. We're like, oh, my bad, yo, I didn't mean it like that, And
that's
we say something or do something.
That's true. That is true. That is true.
We're not. I'm like, yeah, you should accept it. No, that's never the case. At least that's where it never should be the case. But she endured something where it's like she was forced upon, and he kept doing that. Then yes, this nigga should be fired. But if it was one situation where something happened and then he apologized about it and he came out and said like, yo, my bad, I didn't see it that way, I didn't mean like what the intention was, that there should be a little bit of grace sometimes where it's like,
now, all I'm gonna say is that we didn't have this long 20-minute conversation, and if something come out that this nigga go around flicking drawstrings, I'm gonna be madder than the motherfucker at Drew Gulak. I'm gonna tell you that.
Listen, man, I'm dealing with the real-time information we got right now, and I'm gonna record this. It's on record. We don't got information of this nigga being a predator, notorious,
or being inappropriate. That's correct.
Absolutely, like, fuck him. I don't co-sign any of that bullshit. So I'm putting that on record. But that's what my take is on that. Like, and I think it's a good conversation to have, because I don't think we're trying to take it either side. I think we're trying to just look at all the factors we've seen and discuss where we're at. I don't dislike Ronda or want her to not say what her truth is, because I think it's very important for women to feel comfortable talking their truth. But there's also the way that society then handles that and reacts to that and responds based on what they've said. And I do think that this situation in particularly, losing his job off of that could be kind of crazy to me, if that's the only thing that happened. But we will see, maybe things change. I don't know. But it's a good conversation to have on like the respecting people's boundaries thing. And I think it's important we do always. And always be aware of it, especially as men in this world, that try your best to not overstep your boundaries with it, men or women, and respect people and just have mutual respect for people in general. But that's all I gotta say on that, about that, dog.
No, I feel you on that. Like, honestly, like, that's realistically, when we speak about this, like when we have the Maxine conversation and we're talking about the Ronda Rousey conversation. These are the conversations that we wanted to bring, that we talk about on when we playing Madden or voice notes and shit like that, like just real shit. But also as we speak to the masses, this is very, as we say, we just did it, right? Because we will cut the camera off.
Yeah. And have a real talk.
And speak and say some things differently that we will want people to hear, perceive us different. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I
don't mean to offend anybody. I really
Right.
don't. And I know you don't. I definitely don't want to offend anybody. But at some point, like, I do got to be like, all right, I see certain ways a certain way, and the voice that I have and what I'm trying to say, I think can be said because I know who I am. I'm not somebody who is co-signing any type of misogynistic or patriarchy. I'm not anti-feminism. I love that, and I treat women with the utmost respect. But when I see something that's injustice, sometimes I want to speak up because, like, yeah, I feel like sometimes we say because women said this, we can't even speak up against what she said because now we're in an era of believe it, and I'm like, wait a minute, let's question it for a second because let's see if this is warranted, and hey, this is just a conversation. I'm not the law. So hey, at the end of the day, WWE does what they want. The law does what they want, and we move on. But yeah, I just question things sometimes, and I'm glad we were able to have this conversation truthfully and honestly on here, and not like go crazy, like and get misinterpreted, But people hear what they want sometimes too.
Yeah,
so,
for sure. Because I still feel the ick of me calling the baddies.
Don't even bring it up. Don't even bring it up. Let's just get far away from that shit.
Trying, dog. We was on the trajectory and that shit.
Yo, man. Listen, man. We all make mistakes, though. You see, like we all make mistakes,
For sure.
That's what I'm trying to get to. We all make mistakes sometimes, and certain things, not all things, but certain things require a little bit of grace, and moving forward. So that's what I want to leave off on.
All right. So me, right now, finishing up some stuff at the crib. We got AEW.
Yeah.
We ain't covering no AEW. AEW talk. Hey, with no disrespect, we're gonna get the AEW at the Dynasty.
Do a prediction real quick of each match?
Yeah, let's do predictions before we get out of here. Let's do predictions before we get out of here. Let's do some predictions before we get out of here. You got the card, or you want me to pull it up?
I got it.
Bet.
All right.
All right.
So let's start from what the fuck?
You want to do 0 hour or you want to just do the main card?
I don't care about that.
Okay.
Depending on what the match is, actually, I look like I can't actually. This shit's taking forever.
We're here for the honesty, brother.
All right.
This
all
nigga.
right. So, Bullet Club Gold versus the Acclaimed ROH 6-man tag and AEW Trios Championship. Is it title for title?
I believe so. Unification, baby.
I'm going for Bullet Club Gold. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Please, thank you. I was about to say you gotta roll with the homies, bro.
Yeah,
thank
I gotta
you.
go gold.
Thank you.
Yeah. Julia Hart versus Willow Nightingale TBS Championship.
You already, bro. We'll say it just for people to know. Willow. Hey, you better listen. Hey now.
And we'll talk.
You're not.
I gotta. There's a fantasy booking I have for Willow and this whole situation that I'm gonna give to you tomorrow after the recap because we'll see what happens here. But I think I have a really good fantasy booking that would have been. I forget. Willow.
Yeah,
we'll talk about. We'll talk about.
We got fantasies about Willow that we can't talk about on the
pod. My God. Don't start. Don't get us canceled again. House of Black versus Eddie Kingston, Mark Briscoe, and I think Edge. No, who? Because this is Eddie Kingston on mine. Because it just has his name twice, bro. It must be a typo. It must be a typo, bro.
There's no picture. Hold on, let me get it. Let me see.
ain't no picture, dog.
Is this 0 hour you looking at, or is this the main card?
I'm over here.
You at the main
I'm
card?
just looking at the card, the Dynasty card in general, from the Bleacher Report.
Oh, okay. Bleacher Report fucked up. Bet. You have to throw them under the bus. Hold on, let me get the. Let me see. That match is going to be
Adam Copeland.
Adam Copeland. Yes.
Yeah. So House Black. Yeah, I'm going with Adam Copeland, Eddie Kingston, Mark Briscoe. I think they're gonna win.
I'm going with the House of Black.
I'm going with the House of Black. Huh?
I'm going with the House of Black.
Okay, what happened? Okay, bet. Young Bucks, FTR for the vacant AEW World Tag Team Championship and a ladder match. It should be a fire. I can't wait to see this.
Bro, this is a big nothing burger. As storytelling wise, I'm so upset. I'm so upset. It's a big nothing burger, man. This should have been the who's the best dynasty tag? Like this should have been like
yeah, because the booking is good. Like this, I
like FTR, bro. Like I do like the journey. I like what they did. I do feel like they jumped off the porch and really, you know what I'm saying, and legitimately.
Unfortunately, he had to come out there and make that promo after they showed the footage and all that, and like kind of like course correct things and say, oh, why we got to talk about this bullshit? But I think FTR are real men. Like I think that they're grown men who should be the world championship and kind of right the ship of the tag division. I think that they should be the victors here, honestly.
Okay, I got FTR as well.
All right, Toni Storm and Mariah May versus Thunder Rosa with Mariah May and Luther versus Thunder Rosa for AEW Women's Championship.
Yo, Toni cut a scathing promo on Collision. That was amazing.
Okay.
She was in color and everything like that. You gotta watch it. It was fire.
I'll take a look after the show. I got Toni.
Yeah, that it made me pick Toni. It was no way in hell she's losing after that. That.
Roderick Strong versus Kyle O'Reilly, AEW International Championship match.
Kyle O'Reilly, baby, take that shit to Toronto.
I'm going Roderick Strong.
Yeah. Roger Strong, he'll lose, but he ain't going back to that trailer park. He don't mind taking the L. He ain't going back home.
Let's see what we got. Kazuchika Okada versus Pac, AEW Continental Championship. I got Okada.
Yeah, ain't no way Pac about to come back and beat Okada. But I don't know. Do you think Okada could lose?
I think it could happen. I think the way the AEW sees things is not quite the way I see things. So I can see it happening. Don't get me wrong. Pac is also incredibly talented. So, and he just returned as well. So it could be, hey, we're going with Pac. I don't know. But I'm gonna say Okada. I think it's best for him to go Okada. It's the right thing to do. But the match should be fire regardless.
Yes.
What you got?
I'll take Okada. Right.
Bryan Danielson versus Will Ospreay.
You already know the boy gonna win. Billy the GOAT gonna win that joint.
And then we got Hook versus Chris Jericho.
Oh, Skip. That's like a Birdman verse. Okay. When I hear the Skip.
Oh shit, man. Hook better win. After the news came out that he's trying to get the fuck up out of there. Maybe not. Samoa Joe versus Swerve Strickland with Prince Nana, AEW World Heavyweight Championship match.
Yeah, we gotta do skirt. We gotta do Swerve. Swerve gotta. Nigga, I'm Shannon Sharp. Skip.
Skip. Come on, Skip. Come on, Skip.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. This nigga said Hook and Chris Jericho on the main card? God damn. This is why this shit be going to 1 o'clock in the morning. They putting that shit on.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. I ain't feeling it. I ain't jacking, bro. But regardless, outside of that, it's a pretty good card, man. It's a really good card.
It is. It's a fantastic card. I think the card is well. It all depends on how it's structured as well too. right? The way that the card is structured, the way that it flows, if everybody doesn't need time, but everybody needs time to breathe, if that makes sense, right? We don't have to have niggas elongate themselves, exhaust themselves. We can put on a nice couple sprinters, you know what I'm saying, to get us through the night. So I know AEW likes to likes to give people their time and paint a masterpiece and everything like that, but let's keep us under the time restraint, my guy.
Yeah, especially because I'll be up too late trying to freaking stay. So I'll be falling asleep during their shows. No lie, deadass. And it's not that it's bad. It's because it's just maybe I'm getting old or something. I don't know.
No, I gotta see this Swerve pressure though. I gotta see. Listen, man.
Yeah.
Isaiah, Swerve, Scott, Strickland, whatever that nigga named Shane. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has a journey that he has a journey that should be respected. You know what I'm saying? I know he's very divisive in the black community. You know what I'm saying? Black wrestling community. Everybody, again, we're not a monolith. You feel me? Like everybody ain't gonna be for everyone. But him making history, who else you gonna put it on over there at AEW?
Yeah.
Who you champion over there to replace the homie? You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, like I know a lot of people got their things and everything too, like just
and right now Swerve's name bell rings when he and I think that everything he's done over the past 6 or 7 months, has been great. I got another somebody at the door, but I got Swerve. Congratulations for the Black AEW champion. I'll be right back. 1 second.
Thank you, brother. I would say this would be a quick commercial for everybody. I'm the Drake Ayatollah. You know what I'm saying? I make my own papers. That's what I smoke. That's me. You know what I'm saying? And I smoke a strain a day. That's my goal, right? I have my own YouTube page, Joint Roll Ayatollah on YouTube. So my quick commercial here. These are my jars that I've smoked, right? Probably like, you know what I'm saying? So,
and are they all different strains?
All different strains. All different strains.
That's awesome.
All different strains.
Did you find some new shit that you like?
So one that I do like, Sour Grapes, is a really good one from Modern Flower. I've had some. The gassiest stuff that I probably had was Gelato Ice Cream, number 17. That was probably the gas. But for me, I love sativas, right? So I got the boys and everything like that.
What's up?
Go ahead. Dream Queen is a good one that I like, but my ultimate favorite is in my head stash. So my wife got me a stash box for Christmas, and I was tattooing it with all the different strains. Now I haven't done it in like 2 months, but that's the thing. I was going to tattoo with all the different strains. So he got me a stash box, so I put my favorites in it. Sorry for the noise. Super Lemon Haze. My fucking fate, like that is when I listen. So Miss Kim, she's my neighborhood lady at the dispensary. She about to graduate to Auntie Kim the way she be putting me on some shit. But Miss Kim, she knows Super Lemon Haze is my shit. But it was on sale for $50 a half. She was like, I'm sorry, baby, I bought it. I'm like, oh. Hurt my heart. I respect it, bro. 50 a half? 50 and a half for it's a really good sativa. I like it too. So yeah,
That's what's up. Everybody
That's
follow
great.
him on Rolla Ayatollah on YouTube, bro. He's over there reviewing all them joints, though.
Shout out to my beautiful wife. She also got me this little rug with my logo on it. So yeah, when y'all see me, when y'all see the logo, know that that's reasonable wrestling. Know that that's everything is wrestling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We link together. We tied in as mob ties. You know what I'm saying?
For real, man. But yeah, it's been a good show. We gotta get up out of here. I gotta get up here. I gotta go handle some stuff. But listen, man, we'll be back tomorrow with a recap on AEW Dynasty, and also
I appreciate you, my G. I appreciate you.
Yeah, that rug is fire. So it's flames, dog. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow for AEW Dynasty recap as well as the Raw review. But yeah, anything else you gotta say before we get up out of here, bro?
No, man. I'm about to go live on the game. You know what I'm saying?
Me too. Support for the Soft Ground Wrestling merchandise and their GoFundMe so that they can improve the state of the Uganda Soft Ground Uganda Wrestling out there. What we saw in the beginning. Those are the links. We did show earlier some of the them breaking ground out there. But you guys check out what Mansoor and Madden is doing out there. But yeah,
shout out to the people that's touching the soil out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely. It's truly inspirational.
Your money, of course, is one thing, and everything it's very much also appreciated. But those that's taking that time, that flight, that you know what I'm saying, to touch them,
100%.
see them.
But if you can't, definitely support it with the merchandise and donate because they're gonna need it, all the help they can get. So check that out if you guys can. Show some positivity in the wrestling community. But yeah, let's get up out of here, bro. I gotta go handle some stuff. Love y'all. All's love. Everything is wrestling. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.